Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name's Johnny Lee. This is another Helix video, and shock horror, today I'm using a Les Paul. What? 2004 Gibson Les Paul. Hopefully that stays in focus. It's nice. The reason that I don't use it is because it doesn't stay in tune. It should, for what you pay for these things. In a zen. All right, so today we're looking at the Deranged Master. There's a reason this dry pedal gets a little bit of a bad rap, is because it's either too much for some people or tonally it's not quite right. And I'm a big believer in you have to match this drive pedal to each particular guitar. Now, if you look at the settings, you would say, well, for the Les Paul, you're going to have to take some of the bass out of that and surely put more treble in. Actually, no. For some reason, it kind of goes in reverse for me with this guitar. I mean, if I put the Strat in, it's a totally different beast altogether again. So, amp that I'm using today is the Rev Gen Red. Not a lot of drive on there for it, because with this, you don't need a lot of drive. It's quite... You know, there's plenty of balls behind it. Anyway, with not a lot of drive set on it. Kinky boost in between the amp and cab. Also in between the amp and cab is the dynamic ambience. The cab is the 4x12 double XL V30. A little bit of dual delay and a little bit of tile on the end. And the reason that there isn't many blocks is because I'm also looking after the HX Stomp and HX Stomp XL crew. That's just the kind of guy that I am. So with this, I will show you the kind of feeling that you're getting with it kind of turning on and off. So there you go. That is kind of just how I set it. I mean, this is probably, it's definitely one of the most flexible because it's very basic. But the drive, the bass and the treble, you know, that is kind of, that's just where the magic happens. I think personally, once the drive gets above 7, not much else kind of happens after that. It just gets a little bit, Jesus bloody hell, it gets a little bit too much. Johnny Lee saying that there's too much gain. What the fuck? And obviously, you know, use your ears and not your eyes with this, because again, with a Les Paul, because, you know, by default they're a woofy kind of guitar. But for whatever reason, I've, you know, took the treble out and kind of pushed the bass a little bit more, because it just fits the guitar. As far as the amp goes, there isn't really much to speak about there. I've upped the bias X quite a bit. The hum and the ripple are off. I've dropped the sag. I've kept the aggression on 2. you could kind of pull that back if you wanted and drop the drive back on the amp, and then, you know, maybe up some of the settings in the pedal as well. But it's one of those pedals that kind of, you'll have a lot of fun with it. I think you just kind of got to get in and have a little bit of a tweak. And I use this one quite a lot for kind of basic, kind of rhythmic-y rock stuff, really. If I'm having to just kind of just sit in the background and not really take too many sort of screaming solos. So again, it'll go in your HX Stomp and your HX Stomp XL. As always, I appreciate you watching. All I ask in return is that you subscribe, go and download it off Custom Tone. It's completely free. I will see you whenever this guitar will stay in tune, and that might be never, because Gibsons are a bit shit.